Jackson and Max, welcome to the show. Thanks for jumping on here.
Thanks for having us, man. We're very excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure. Anytime. Now, before we do get into all the music, I'm sort of curious, what does Borderline actually feel like internally at the moment? Because from the outside, from where I'm sitting, things seem to be like they're moving pretty fast.
Yeah, I think it's busy. It's very busy is how it feels, but really good and really exciting. And it's like every day there's a new thing that we hear about that's happening, or um, a new piece of information gets sent to us, or a new opportunity, and it feels insane right now. Like I think it's really busy, but so good. And I think we're just so grateful to be in a place where we get those cool messages and have the opportunity to do these cool things. Like I think, yeah, we're very lucky, and yeah, we're just stoked to be here and doing all of this, and yeah,
No,
it feels exciting.
you truly deserve it, man. Doing amazing stuff.
Thank you.
People, they see the polished version of performing. There's the lights, the confidence, the big moments. But every artist, they learn something the hard way once they actually step on stage. So I want to ask both of you, what's the first thing you learned about performing that no one told you, something that you only discovered by doing it?
I think I'll start. I've got one off the top of my head. The main thing is we just did this long North American tour, and I think the thing that I didn't realize is how kind of exhausting. It is really exhausting, but it's really fun. Which I think we have kind of had to learn over the years that you can't burn out and you can't go super crazy in the first kind of few days of tour, and then you'll end up sick or really tired, and because it is full on the whole time you're kind of out on the road. So I think just, yeah, being aware of that, and um finding ways to keep a bit of balance and not burn out so quickly on the road. So I think that's one thing that's been interesting to learn.
Well, we've been playing shows together for so long. It's kind of like second nature. We'll go to a new place, get up there, and rock it out. But I think the hardest part at the when we first started, or when anyone starts, is just getting on stage. I think there's a lot of people, especially maybe small artists, people who are wanting to do their first show. They're like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna be not gonna be good, or it's not gonna go well. You'll do great. It's always just that first step getting up there. I think as soon as people get past that, it's like everything's sweet.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's I mean
I've been I've
build
been
up
nervous before
especially.
shows on a handful of times, but as soon as that first step up there, great.
Yeah. I mean, because you're rehearsing and there's so much build up and planning and prep, and it kind of feels like it leads all up to this big moment, and then you go on and it's like, oh, this is actually sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a confidence thing, right? Once you do it a few more times over, you'll get there.
yeah. I mean, we still get nervous for shows. Like
Mhm.
there's no doubt about that. But I think it's just like it's more of like an excitement as well now, which
Mm.
is just,
Yeah,
yeah, we just love it. It's so much fun. So yeah,
Speaking of excitement, I want to talk about the new track that's out, That Girl. A
yeah.
lot of breakup songs are about endings, but this song, it feels like it's trapped in the middle of uncertainty. So I love to know, why are unresolved feelings more interesting to write about than closure?
Oh, I think just because there's so many different angles to kind of come from with it, and there's so many different perspectives, and it's also so like you can interpret it in so many different ways, which is like
yeah,
one thing that we do a lot in our music, is like we often will write lyrics that are kind of a little bit more ambiguous or come from personal experience, but we often don't even like to talk about the personal experience and just let the listener find their own meaning within the song and within the lyrics, um, which I think makes it a bit more personable, and you can kind of relate to it a bit more and stuff. So I think, yeah, those kind of unresolved feelings are really good for that, and you can kind of it applies to most situations, and I think people can resonate with that a bit in their lives as well. So
Yeah, it's relatable for everybody.
yeah,
Something I found really interesting about the song is that there is no anger. Most people writing about someone who's giving them the runaround eventually do get mad. So I want to know, where did the anger go?
I think the sort of experience that that song's kind of about might be from a more of a finding the enjoyment or the excitement in that sort of situation. There's definitely other songs we've written which the topics and the angle might be more anger. I think we generally don't. We like writing songs about like life and enjoy the exciting and enjoying parts of life. So I mean, certainly songs that you could look at and say, oh, there's some anger in that one.
Mhm.
But I feel not so much with this one.
I think also like musically this song is not very angry, and the
Yeah.
music kind of came first with this song. So
Mm.
I think it was about kind of taking a bit of a disco spin on it, and on those emotions, to kind of fit that music. And I think that the music is so chaotic in itself that that kind of almost portrays a bit of anger and a bit of chaos and craziness as well. So yeah, I think you kind of yeah, I think
Yeah,
that kind of
absolutely. I get that. The bridge, it shifts into something almost desperate in a way. You say, why don't you give me a little bit of, and then it just stops. A little bit of what? You've kind of done a Sopranos ending here. Did you ever finish that thought in your head?
That's probably a good question for Ben, to be honest. I think yeah, I can't comment on that too much, but I think it's just kind of a bit of longingness as well as
Like
probably
wanting more something, not anything specific, or like
the
not to be negative.
frustratedness of kind of wanting this thing or wanting something, and then it just kind of gets taken away, and it's kind of literally there or metaphorically there within the lyrics as well. You're wanting the sentence to finish and then it just doesn't. So
Yeah,
um yeah,
up to, I guess, the listener's interpretation.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned Prince and Michael Jackson as inspirations for this track. So if you could play this track for the both of them, what would you hope they would say? What's something you'd like to get their thoughts or feedback on?
I would just hope that they would be dancing.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think if they're enjoying it, we know we've done a good job. But I
Yeah.
think,
If we could get those two in a room, and to be having a good time with each other, then we must have done something right.
Yeah, big
I
tip.
think just to be in the room with those two and is enough for me, to be honest. I don't need to even play them the song.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, like I would just, it'd just be cool to kind of show them that, the younger generation is kind of picking these things up from the greats and kind of carrying it through, and hopefully we've done them proud a little bit.
Kind of saying we've got it from here.
Well, I don't know if we can say that we're taking over from MJ and Prince, but we're doing our best. So hopefully they'd be proud.
I bet they would be, mate. You are nominated for Best Pop Artist and Breakthrough Artist of the Year in Aotearoa. There
Yeah.
had to be a moment after seeing the nominations where you called someone. So tell me, who was the first person you called and what did they say?
I told my flatmates first. We found out when we were here, and I told them immediately, and I called them, and they were pretty shocked. And we actually didn't find out who we were up against until a few weeks later while we were on tour in the States.
Yeah.
And obviously we're up against Lord and Benny, two amazing
Yeah,
international
it's huge.
giants in the music industry, which it's so insane to be alongside them. And then when we found that out, we made a few more calls, and we were all kind of just freaking out in the bus. And um, yeah, it was a pretty wild moment. Like it still kind of hasn't really sunk in that we're up for those awards and up against this incredible pool of artists. So
It's all
yeah,
happening
Yeah.
so fast.
who did you call, Max? Who was your first
I
call?
think I think we were when we found out we were nominated. Called my parents. Called some mates. I'm like, well, because it hadn't been announced yet. It was like, oh, don't tell anyone, but we're up for this. And then it was like, oh, boys, we've got the other nominees. And obviously that was very exciting. Didn't really see it coming.
Yeah.
For us to be up against like Lord and Benny, like I mean, we grew up listening to those guys.
Mm.
I think I told my partner right afterwards, and she didn't really believe me at first.
I still don't really believe it, to be honest.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
To be nominated is one thing, but to know who you're up against is a whole nother beast.
Well, it's great because like it's really nice going into the awards knowing that we won't win any of them, which is so great because
Gotta stay
we go in
positive.
and like, well, of course you got to stay. I mean, we're just stoked to be nominated,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's like if we don't win, it's like, well, of course it was Lord and Benny, and if we do by some miracle, it's like that's insane. It's up against Lord and Benny, so I think we're just really excited to go there and have a good time and yeah, and just celebrate the music industry as a whole. I think,
Yeah.
regardless of who wins anything, it's just a really awesome night of just getting together, hanging out with friends and everyone else in the industry, and just like celebrating New Zealand music. So I'm
Mm,
very excited for that.
absolutely. Sometimes you don't realize how close your writing is to reality until it actually happens. So tell me honestly, what's the most uncanny coincidence you've had between a lyric you wrote and something that actually unfolded in your life?
Oh, it's a really good question. Um, oh, this one's a little bit, yeah, it's not great, but we've got a song called Watching It Burn, and we wrote this song, and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was just before
Yeah.
it was like just after we'd recorded the song, and then all of the massive like LA fires started happening.
All right. Yeah.
And the chorus of the song is like, build our house to watch it all burn down. And we're like, oh man, that's
Oh,
like,
wrong timing.
this
Yeah.
is
I think
Oh,
we're like, do we
such
need
poor
to
timing.
gonna rejig the name maybe?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only one I can think of, but I'm
Um,
sure there'll be more.
I mean, some we in When It's Raining, there's a lyric, uh I won't see you in the morning. Sometimes, we'll get together for rehearsal in the morning and maybe someone's not the most punctual. Um,
Yeah, you won't see it in the
Sometimes I
movie.
think about that. Like, well, I won't see you in the morning.
oh, feel the
That's
blame
awesome.
going on there. Touring and playing live can either make a band tighter or it can completely expose every crack in it. So, what's something about each other that you only discovered once you started spending ridiculous amounts of time together on the road?
It's a great question. I think um everyone's sleeping habits is a big
Yeah,
one.
definitely.
Um, Matt, who plays guitar, he likes to sleep a lot. He had a few good 14-hour sleeps on the tour bus in the States.
Yeah.
Um, Max likes a good like you need a bit of wind down time and a bit of kind of just resting up and at the end
Hmm.
of the day. Ben, what have we learned about Ben?
I know what kind of toothpaste he uses now.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah,
He's
it's we spend a lot of time with each other, but not as much time as all of the time they do on tour. So it was cool to it was illuminating, seeing the other parts of our bandmates' days that we don't normally get to see.
Yeah. What
we've,
goes on behind the
we've
scenes?
I mean, we've lived like in these tour buses and on tour and stuff for so long now that I could like you could pick a random pair of one of our underwear and show it to me and I could tell you who it belongs to.
Oh,
That
that close.
Actually, one of the things we've discovered is going on tours. Sometimes we'll need to find laundromats to do our laundry, and
mm,
often we won't have a whole laundry machine worth of washing to do. Um, but some of us have the same pairs of undies or same pairs of socks, and so we can't all put everything in the same loads, or we got to be careful because they will get all jumbled up.
Mhm.
yeah, you got to pick a buddy who hasn't got the same undergarments as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Jackson have different ones, so we
Yeah.
always wash ours.
Love you got like a little system going on here. It's great.
Oh, it's very planned. Yes.
Your debut album, that is called Borderline. It's coming out on the
Yeah.
25th of June. Tell me, who in the band actually argued for a different name and who had to be dragged into loving it?
This was it was a long ongoing conversation that we had over quite a few months. And I was originally in the camp of let's give it a name and do something and, make it a thing. And then as we kind of kept thinking about it and we wrapped up all the visuals and all the audio side and everything was done, it just kind of felt nice to go with the self-titled thing because it's our first album and it really represents kind of us kind of breaking into the industry and us kind of breaking into ourselves, I guess, as well, and kind of um it feels very much like us now, kind of at the beginning of our career. So it felt nice to kind of go with the self-titled thing. But I don't think anyone was like super against it or super for it. It was just one of
I,
those
I
things
can't even
that
I can't even remember if there were any other sort of names that were kind of tossed around.
there were no other names being tossed around that I can recall, but it was just the idea of having another name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. I am fascinated by the fact that you are all still so young because it means that this album probably captures versions of yourselves that you'll eventually outgrow. So, can you already hear that happening in certain songs on this album?
Definitely. I mean, I think like we recorded this album like over a year ago. So we've been sitting on it for quite a while, and since then we've been doing a lot of writing. And some of the songs on the album are like years and years old. Um, like the oldest one would be maybe four years old. Since first conception. So I think this like those songs are really old songs off the album, and then the stuff that we're writing now, a year after finishing the album, is so different, and um, it's really cool. Like it all feels like us, and it all feels very cohesive. But I mean, you definitely change and you grow and you learn things and you get better at your craft and all that. So I think yeah, just naturally over time that's going to happen, and we're kind of starting to see that a bit. So
It's gonna
it's
be a cool
cool.
time capsule looking back.
Yeah, 100, that's kind of how I look at each project. Is like it's a little
Yeah.
time capsule of
Yeah.
where you're at the time.
You just announced an Australian New Zealand album tour. Congratulations, guys. This is so exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're super excited to be obviously we love playing live shows. Super fun to be able to get back on stage at home, but also to get back over in Oz. I think some of
It's
our
been a while.
yeah, been a while. I think some of our best audiences are over in Oz. Some people that always come out and they're I mean, people love music over there.
Yeah,
Doesn't it? Yeah. You don't have to say that just because I'm Australian, but we appreciate it.
No, no, we
that's
love
something we
playing.
say between just the four of us. Is like it's
Yeah.
so fun playing over there. Yeah, it's a great time.
We can't wait to have you here. You mentioned so many fun moments in the show, but you can't just say
Mm.
that and leave us hanging. You got to give us at least one hint, just one. What's happening?
Think
What
you
can we
have
I
to
expect?
might have to come to the show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's
well,
no Adelaide show, I've noticed.
I
Yeah.
know we
I'm
we
gonna have to
need
go
yeah
interstate.
we'd love to get to Adelaide, but I think the cool thing about the show is first of all it's like we're playing a whole new album, so
Yeah.
lots of new songs. But the cool thing about this show is like each one of us has like a really cool moment in the show where we kind of get to shine a bit and do our thing. And I think with us, because we're a band of four musicians and our whole thing is like we play our instruments live and, we, yeah, we try and put on a really cool live show. So I think it's exciting to each have a little moment where we can be a little bit self-indulgent for a minute and I really hope the audiences enjoy it. And I mean, we started. I think today was day two of rehearsals for the tour,
Yeah,
um, and it's feeling great. It's like the songs are sounding so good. Um, we're just getting very, very excited. It's gonna be so fun.
great. It's a
Yeah.
great answer. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
5 years from now, when Borderline is headlining arenas and someone asks about the very first tour, what's the story you're going to tell about July 2026? Have you thought about that yet?
Ooh, I think.
I think if we oh no, sorry, you go.
No, no, you go, you go.
I think a lot of the memorable things from tours or from shows are things that we might have not expected to happen. So like on this US tour, I've there was a couple shows that we thought were going to be on the smaller than some of the other shows, but then just on the day of the show, everyone bought tickets and a huge crowd pulled up. That sort of thing, like we wouldn't have expected. That's quite a memorable part of that tour.
I think
Um,
also like with the level of shows that we're playing at the moment in terms of like venue size, we're kind of stepping up a little bit into some like smaller theaters in New Zealand um, on this time round. But I think the cool thing about these kind of smaller venues is like you really get a chance to meet fans afterwards and take the time to talk to everyone who wants to say hi and do all of that, which is so special. And like obviously, if you know, hopefully one day when we do tour arenas, you won't be able to do that with all 20,000 people that come along. So I think it's special now that we get to do that, and obviously we'll keep meeting fans as we get bigger as well and play arenas, and we'll try and meet as many people as we can. But it's cool that we can just hang out after a show and chat to everyone and meet everyone and hear their stories and how they kind of found us and yeah, it's just really fun, just like meeting people and yeah, hanging out. So that's really special.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Boys, thank you so much for coming on here. It's been a really great chat, and can't wait for the album, and all the best with the tour. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
so
having us,
much,
man.
dude.
It'd be great.